2, 1, live. Good morning, guys and gals. How we doing today? I myself am doing much better than yesterday. I was able to get myself down to Zimzim's Vaporium. Which I vape a lot. And I was completely out, and my coil disintegrated in my hands Monday night. So that was very not good. I'd been using the same. You're supposed to change your coils out every 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes a month, depending on usage. I was running that one for like 3 months, 4 months. So not good. So I got all that taken care of and fixed yesterday, which, oh, what a relief that was. But during the course of the day, my migraine that I had since Sunday afternoon kicked up. So yesterday went from awesome and amazing to horrible really fast. But I got better sleep than usual, and for the most part, it's gone and under control again. So here we are. I hope everyone's doing fantastically. We'll get this shared around, and then we will get started. Let's see. Shared to Knightsmith. Share this to my public page. Share this to the Red Door Creative page, because we do the things. We do all the things, at least according to our founding member, Deb. All right, let's pop this on Twitter. The other day I didn't, because I had a co-host. Guys, if you didn't see it yesterday, I had my son Connor was sitting on my lap for a little while. All right. So I got this little doohickey yesterday for my Nick salts. Absolutely delicious. So, there's a few people in chat. Let's pop over to the chat. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Joey. And good morning, Joe. How are you three doing today? Oh, boy. So I have phone calls to make today. I have masks to make today. And probably a few bad decisions along the way. And also... Oh. Let's see. Where did I send it? Oh, I sent it to Mike. I didn't send it to Michaela. That's why she never got it. Not too shabby. Good to hear that. Joe, found out before falling asleep that they unruined my favorite gun in Division 2 mostly, so I'm in a good mood. Fantastic. So, for the Saturday giveaway, I want to do a bracelet. It's, oh, come on, don't go black. This guy. Now, this one has a Chicago screw with a post. I don't have that. So it's just going to be just a one size thing, but it's a bracelet that goes on your wrist that also, when you take it off, it's a phone holder. So I think that'll be fun and kind of cool. So there. What do you guys think? I think that might be fun. Something easy to do. Kind of a cool design. Joey, that is some genuine cowboy wear, right? Yeah, so I think that'll be a cool thing, and maybe I can get it to work, maybe I won't. Oh, also, I think I might have found the foil press, hot foil press. It's $350, so I need to clear it with the wife first. But, and I need to see, there's two different versions. One comes with, it's just textiles is the difference between them. Microsoft Elegant Black or Times New Roman. But it does have the little slot tray. It has the tray itself doesn't move in and out, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's also not the end of the world. And I'm not super enthused about how the type head goes in the front instead of the side, which that's really not the end of the world. It just means I need to flip it around, 90 degrees, whatever I'm working on. It looks like there's some stuff I can disassemble to make my life a little bit easier, because they have an automatic foil thing, but I'm not going to do that. So I might just take those pieces off and put them off to the side, so there's less clutter in my way. But it comes with silver and gold foil. It looks like it's by a pretty decent company. I've seen advertisements and stuff for Zone Pack. It has the right temperature ranges to do everything from paper, PVC cards, wood, PUC leather, and real leather. So I think it might work. And there are a lot of adjustments on this little doobly-doo here. So I think it might be a good thing. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. Though the picture they have for the Microsoft Elegant Black, it looks like it's a slightly different machine. And this one has the one on the side. The type head goes in the side. So I think I might go with that one. Actually, my mistake. The one with the automatic rolling paper goes in the front. The Elegant Black and the Times New Roman goes in the side. So really, it's just a matter of what font I want. Ooh, and it also comes with a jig too, a spacer jig. That way, if you're doing like a run of parts, you can set the jig to where you want your pieces to fall in, and you can just go through and crank out a bunch. That's nice. I mean, it only worked for things with a square edge that you want to square things up to, but even if I make my if I have like a irregular shape thing, I could make a jig with two square edges and get it in there based on that, and then just run off that real easy. So I think this is the one I'm gonna go with, guys. I think I found my foil stamper. 110 volt, 10 by 13 centimeter base, which is like 5 by 7 inches. More than enough for what I'm doing. 6 millimeter. Hold on a second. 52 alphabet letter plus 10 numbers plus 20 symbols and T-slot, 13 centimeter fixture. Letter thickness 7.5 to 8 millimeters. Engraving depth 2.8 to 3 millimeters. And the height is 6 millimeters. Ooh, sorry. They have two different font sizes. The 6 millimeter and a 4 millimeter. That'll be nice. Let's see, upgrade version. Heating work ironing board can be disassembled if you take it out. You can use the customized mold. If not, you can use the copper letters mold. I think they're just talking about the T-slot. All these things are made like in China and Taiwan. So their English isn't the best, which makes me kind of nervous, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be racist. If I can't understand exactly what you're saying, it makes it hard for me to want to purchase something, especially something this expensive. But I can easily put it onto my desktop at my home office and just leave it there and just do all my foil stamping right there. And I believe they also, ZonePack also does they have a service where they will take your maker's mark and do a custom stamp for you that fits their machine. Yes, they do. That's the first question. Can you upload your own logo to this machine? Their response, yes, friend, it can. Your can send your logo and tell us the size. So they have a service where they engrave your logo and it fits their T-slot. So that's good. That's very good. I think I might have them make two. One with just my maker's mark, and then one with my maker's mark and then Knightsmith. So I just have to make sure I get the right model, because some of them come without the T-slots and some of them do. The ones with the fonts that I want do. So I think we're good. I think we're great. A couple days of shoddy research, and we're good to go. So it's everyone's plans for today. My plans are very simple. They're just, do the live stream, make masks, and make some phone calls. Zone pack. Yeah, so everything's right here. And it's they have a nice website. They have, they have a foil holder for their thing. It looks like they're on their website it's cheaper. Well, of course it's got to be cheaper. Ooh. The one on their website looks a lot better than the one on Amazon. So I might just go on their... It looks like they make a lot of industrial things or semi-industrial things like filling machines and stuff and things for cooking. They have an oil machine, a couple oil machines. So these might be some people to really take a look at. There are a few different things. Actually, probably not. None I'm looking at, it doesn't look like it's anything that I'll ever use in any sort of mass capacity. But Laura, you might want to take a look at them. If you ever, if Kitty Girl Boutique ever comes back in force, they might have a breadth of things that would make your life a little bit easier. Stream's audio bitrate is lower than recommended bitrate. I don't know what that means or how to fix that. Ah, boy. So yeah, that migraine really knocked me on my ass yesterday. I feel like, I know I got stuff accomplished, but I feel like I didn't get a thing accomplished, if that makes sense. But I think I have everything to the point now where as soon as we go back to the apartment, I am ready to start doing production work on all of my leather goods. The only thing I need to do is get this machine. It'd be really cool to get, I don't know what a good stock size would be of these things. I'm guessing start off with 5 of each, maybe. I need to know what that guy's thing is on using his patterns. What his thing is on using his patterns. Whether, because I do want to start using, these weren't super hard to make. This coaster or koozie wasn't super hard to make. A lot of stitching, but it wasn't hard. I think this would be a good product too. Little leather beer koozie. I could see selling a couple of these a year. Maybe 5 or 10 of these a year. I think the leather wallets would be the coasters and the wallets would be a bigger seller. And journal covers. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think a good stock would be to start off with? Thinking 5 of each item. I might just make another one of these just for shits and giggles. Actually, no, I don't. I won't. Because I want to have my actual stamp on it first. Good stuff is coming, though. I'm excited for it. So, since everyone's quiet as a grave this morning, let's see what's going on in YouTube land. Bushcraft Fanny Pack making a wet molded leather pouch. Ooh, one thing I also want to make is a pipe holder. That's a big one. George Bruno, the Sultan of Silver. Never marginalize yourself to elevate another. He has a lot of really good advice. He's been a barber and a hairdresser for most of his life. Got into the whole YouTube thing and the whole pipe culture, beard culture. Really smart guy. Go take a look at him. Of course, Bill Engvall. Bill Burr talking about Pokemon Go and new tech. That was 3 years ago, but he's always funny. I was driving around for like 3 hours yesterday, so I just listened to Bill Burr's stuff. Funny guy. I need to call my sister today, which not thrilled about that, but needs to happen. Rex Kruger, do you need a drill press? If you're going to be running a wood shop or metal shop, yes you do. Unless you're doing it just for hobby, yes you do. Real Men, Real Style, stop wearing deodorant. I'll watch it, but I'm gonna say no. I definitely should wear the deodorant. Every now and then I forget one day, and it's not killer if I'm not doing anything, but if I'm starting to sweat and move around, if I'm at work. Now, there is a difference between odor-causing sweats and not, and it has to do with your stress level. Physical stress doesn't usually cause odor sweat. It's emotional and intellectual stress that causes smelly sweat. However, when I'm working, it's usually physical stuff combined with emotional and intellectual stress. So I'm screwed both ends of that spectrum. Like when I'm out surveying or doing inspections, I'm humping up and down hillsides and stuff. Doing math and science. Not good. Ooh, Dresda is doing a Rockler sponsored project, Classic Toolbox. I love watching Jimmy Dresda. He has a lot of cool stuff. I wish I could have gotten one of his ice picks. Oh well. What else? Ooh, leather crafting a lighter case with a hook. Might be a good thing for me because the lighter I use for melting my leather threads is always disappearing on me. Actually, last time I stole my pipe lighter, which has this, you can make this stuff by yourself, but it's more bother than it is to make it than it is just to buy it. But what this is hemp cord that's soaked in paraffin wax. And the reason you use this to light your pipe is, doing this, the flame wants to come up. So to get it in there, you're scorching the rim of your bowl. Actually, weed smokers came up with this. So, thank you. But the way it works is you actually light the cord. Then you could take this cord, and it's kind of slightly foldable and malleable, and you can put that into your pipe and get it right where you want it without scorching the rim of your bowl, which is nice. And it smells good too, kind of incensey. And this stuff lasts forever. It's like $3, which is why it's just so much cheaper and easier just to buy it than to make it yourself. But if you're smoking a pipe, people say, you know, matches are better than lighters and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. I don't buy that. Once you have it lit, it doesn't matter. Not really. So I don't see why so many people get up in arms with, you know, the snobbiness, I guess, of how you light your pipe or light your cigar or whatever. Leather belt, lined and stitched. I want to take a look at that. I haven't done any lining projects because I don't have any barge cement. But I'm gonna need to get some at some point soon here, because I want to make my own pair of leather shoes for the summer. And I'm gonna need at least 2 layers of leather for the sole, and then probably some goop. I wonder if they still make that. Making a fire pit by the Art of Craftsmanship. Goop, for those of you who don't know, is barge cement mixed with chewed up tires. So it makes a creep sole, which was developed in, World War II? The advent of World War II. And what it is it's a super, super quiet shoe. And while I prefer wearing my Vibrams, my 5 fingers Vibrams, sometimes I get really bad ingrown toes and can't wear toe shoes. So wearing my own, having some, an alternative is nice. And then if it ever gets worn out, you can rough it up and apply a new sole to it. Stone Age Aero build. That's going to my watch later. A few things that I think you should always know how to do is know how to create a ranged weapon. I'm very big into the whole prepper community and knowledge. So I know a lot of plants and animals and stuff. I know how to track. I know what to eat, what not to eat. And one good thing to always know is how to make your own arsenal so you can catch food if things ever go really wrong. Which, looking at world events is probably not the worst thing to learn how to do. In that range, I would also put in, learning how to tan leather, which I know. I've never done brain tanning. I want to do brain tanning. It's a pretty simple process. What you do is you skin the animal, you flesh it, which is you take it basically over just a round object with a dull knife, and you carve off all of the skin, all the fat. Or sorry, not all the skin. You carve off all the fat and all the muscle from the hide itself. I made that mistake with the first hide I tanned, and didn't remove it all. I removed most of it. You need to get all of it, or else it's going to stink to high heaven. But anyways, what you do then is you take the hide and you stretch it and you let it dry. Doesn't need to be bone dry, but you want it mostly dry. So it works a little bit better if it's kind of in the sun, but not directly in the sun. so it doesn't dry out super fast. So you want to let it dry for a day or two, so it gets hard like a drum, almost like rawhide. Actually, that's how you make rawhide. If you want just rawhide, that's where you stop. Shave the other side so there's no hair. You got rawhide. Next step is you take the brain, you put it into a pot, you boil it, and you mash it up. That's where all your tannins and stuff come from, or most of your tannins and your curing process comes from. And you take that dried hide and you get it into that boiling brain solution, and you let it soak and saturate all through it. At the same time you're doing that, you want a pit dug between 1 foot and 18 inches in diameter and about 1 to 2 feet deep. And you load that with bark. And get the big smoky fire, and you have like a teepee setup around it. And once you're done saturating your skin, your hide, you drape that around the teepee structure so the smoke moves up and moves through it, and that's where you get the rest of your tannins, and that's your finished curing process. Very simple, but that's how you brain tan leather. You get brain tan leather. Deer skin that's been brain tanned is amazing. It's tough, it's stretchy, but it's also soft and has give to it. Fantastic. I'm not sure if it increases the tensile strength or the wear resistance or not to it, as opposed to chrome tanning or veg tanning, but it is nice stuff. And everything is just little do-it-yourself stuff on here. Ooh, flint knapping for beginners. Definitely need to add that to the watch later queue. And Formaggio Loafer Restoration. Yeah, watch that. That's a half hour. Alright, so that's what's going on in YouTube land, or at least in my YouTube feed. Very good stuff to watch, guys. Now, what's going on in the news feed? It's not whether you're exposed to the virus, it's how much. Oh boy, that's from New York Times. Best advice for saving as much as you can from lifehacker.com. Ad. The real story of Black Martha's Vineyard. That'd be a good one to look into. The housing vultures. I'm a developer. I won't teach my kids to code, and neither should you. I don't know. I think you should expose your kids to what you know, and if they have interest or talent at it, help them pursue it. But I won't do it. I don't know. There's no such, from City Lab, there's no such thing as a dangerous neighborhood. Bullshit. There are definitely dangerous neighborhoods. Definitely dangerous neighborhoods. Let's see, what else can we talk about this morning? Ooh, I picked up a leather needle for my sewing machine. Want to try that out today on some scrap. See how that works. Should be able to handle the 2-ounce leather that I have easily. Sew through 2 pieces of that. Should be. I don't know if it will, if it'll have problems or not, but we'll see. We shall see. So, oh, I know what I want to look up, see if they still have goop. Oh. Saying shoe goo. Nope, everything's just for shoe goo. I guess they don't have goop anymore. When I got it, it was 2006, and it was sent to me in a mason jar. So some dude just did it. Goop. Here we go. Sodhoppers.com. Goop, sold in a jar, stealth tracker souls. Yep, that's what it is, guys. Sodhoppers. Goop is a mixture of barge cement and stiff tire shaving powder. Comes in a 10-ounce canning jar with instructions for applications written on the label. Can be applied to your own leather-bottomed moccasins or slippers. Just clean, dry, and apply. It spreads on in layers with regular dinnerware knife or a palette knife. Each layer takes about 1 hour to dry. Apply as thick as desired, generally 3 to 4 layers. Let cure till the smell of glue is no longer present, about 2 to 3 days. 1 jar of goop is good enough for 1 pair of moccasins. How much is it? $44 for 1 jar. So, I mean, it's not terrible. Nothing I would do, like, in mass. But, and then goop tire shaving powder. Instructions to make jar of goop, which is good enough for 1 pair of moccasins. Mix approximately 3 ounces of powder to 11 ounces of glue by volume. A 16-ounce baggie makes 4 to 5 pair. That's $20. So that's more doable, price-wise. But meh. I'll tell you, when I made my my boots the first time, they were grippy. They were very grippy. They were very silent. And they left almost no track. Because my footprint was spread out over a wide area. So definitely did a very good job. If you guys are ever in the market to make your own shoes. And that's more going towards Allen and Alan and Jill. Joe, I can tell you from my time living in Minnesota that is a categorically false statement. Which one? The bad neighborhood one? Because there are definitely bad neighborhoods. How to choose the How to choose the best leather for your project from Stock and Barrel. Save to watch later. Oh, boy. Ooh. Good crack on my back, neck, and both my elbows. All right. This weather has been playing havoc with my joints. Hot, cold, rainy, dry. Not good. I think that thunderstorm we had last night also exasperated my migraine. Didn't cause it, but it definitely made it worse than it was. Some days I'll have like a low migraine, almost a headache. It's still a migraine because I still get like that little halo around my vision. I'm sensitive to noise. Couple days. Ooh. Making dandelion root coffee from start to finish. You are definitely going to watch later. Yes. And from George Bruno, the real reason for pipe smoking. Here's an interesting thing that people don't understand. There is a huge separation between pipes, cigars, cigarettes, and hookah. Especially we're concerned with the nicotine content and all the different carcinogens. Nicotine usually has between 2 and 3 milligrams per volume of nicotine. Cigars generally have, so when you're smoking a pipe, that's what you're smoking. It's just the different flavors you get are usually from just different ways to cure it and different strains of the tobacco. That's what 90% of what it is, until you start getting into these like sweet flavors like cherry Cavendish, or something like that, which I'm kind of on both sides of the fence, because the cherry stuff, it does taste good. It smells very nice. It's very sweet. But also part of me hates it because it leaves a lot of dottle in your pipe, which is like tars and syrups and stuff, because there's a syrup, a cherry syrup they soak the tobacco leaves in. And it's cherry Cavendish because it's a Cavendish blend. I can go on for weeks about different blends and tobacco stuff, but I'm not going to. So you got that. Then you have cigars, which usually have more nicotine, but that's just because of, the strain of tobacco leaf. And you get more tobacco in a cigar than you do in generally in a pipe. Some of the bigger pipes I make are about equal to smoking a cigar. But generally, you get more tobacco in a cigar than you do in a pipe. And you usually smoke a pipe over a longer duration than you do a cigar. Generally. Cigarettes, though, are upnicked. So, like I said, tobacco generally has 2 to 3 milligrams per volume. Cigarettes have between 12 and 24 milligrams per volume. And it's not just tobacco leaf that you're smoking, as you are with a cigar or a pipe. There is a whole slew of shit in cigarettes that you don't find in pipes or cigars. Different additives and preservatives and drying agents and all this other crap. That's really where cigarettes are evil for you. They're upnicked to be hyper addicting. Because nicotine itself, by itself, if you look at just nicotine, it's almost on the molecular level, it's almost identical to caffeine. So there's no real difference there. It's all the other shit that they put into it that'll kill you. And cigarettes are so small and they're easy to smoke. They're fast, so you can have 2 or 3 on a smoke break and get a lot of nicotine real fast. So the reason to smoke a pipe, the reason I smoke a pipe is, yes, you get some nicotine with it and it's nice, but it's almost an art form. It's very contemplative. It's a slow process. Excuse me. As you're sitting there, puffing away, you're tending it, puffing away, watching the smoke. It's very meditative. It's good for your mind. It's good to think. It's a slow activity, and it slows you down. It slows you down really, really fast. And if you try and smoke it too fast, it burns your hand. It'll burn out your pipe. You don't want that. If you smoke it too slow, you start building up. It could go out, so you want to tend it. So there's a lot to process, a lot to focus on, and it takes your mind off of, initially, it takes your mind off of whatever you're doing prior to having your cigar, or having your pipe. And then as you get done with your process, your subconscious has been thinking and processing whatever you were doing beforehand. And it starts coming back to you, and that nicotine is a mild stimulant, just like caffeine. So it starts forcing your mind to think more and faster. And it's a very good mix. It slows you down and then speeds up your brain and allows you to think and process. And I'll tell you this, there's no better way to make a point than take your pipe and use that to point. It's a very manly, very gentlemanly way to point out, at least in my opinion. That's why I smoke a pipe. It's very relaxing. It's very meditative. It's a good process. Usually you're not speaking a whole lot because you're puffing on it, checking it, tending it, enjoying the smoke flavors. All the while your brain is ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. It's very good. And I'll tell you this, there's nothing quite so nice as sitting by a fire with a couple friends, having a handful of beers there, and just sitting and smoking your pipe and watching the fire and just slowly talking and conversing. It's very nice. It's a very good way to pass an evening. A very, very nice way to pass the evening. I don't know. I think it's an art that's coming back. It's an art that is becoming more in vogue. That's one good thing hipsters have done, is they've brought back pipe smoking. It's not just an old man thing now. It's a relaxation thing. It's something to sit back and do. And very often when I go to cigar bars, there's two that I frequent in the area. I'll bring my pipe. And yeah, I'll buy a cigar. I'll have a cigar first. But when I'm done with that cigar, I'll sit back. And as the second drink comes, I'll light my pipe. And I'll be there for 2 or 3 drinks. Just sipping on my scotch. Sipping on the pipe. And just letting the evening pass gently. It's a very good time. It's a very good way to pass time as well. There we go. Knew I had one more crack in my elbow. So I think kiddo, speaking of cracking, I think the kid's getting geared up for another growth spurt. He didn't sleep at all last night, first off. Second, his body cracked like a glow stick this morning. Picked him up, it was just popcorn. And what cracking your joints is, and it's an old wives' tale, you're going to get rheumatoid arthritis and this, that, and the other. If you're going to get rheumatoid arthritis, you're going to get arthritis. Sorry. Cracking your joints isn't going to do that. What cracking your joints is there's fluid between your joints. It's under pressure. And that pressure is caused by the ligaments. And what cracking does is you're stretching those ligaments out. And the cracking noise is actually that loss in pressure between the joints is allowing air bubbles to form. And that's what you're hearing, those air bubbles pop into existence. And the reason you can't crack your joints over and over and over is it takes a while for that joint to recompress. So by cracking your joints and stuff, you're actually limbering them up and relieving pressure. But if you're trying to crack your joints, crack, you can actually end up doing damage to the joint itself. But because once it's off pressure, if you force it to crack again, you're damaging the ligaments by overstretching them and causing the edges of the joint to grind. So you want to limit how much you crack your joints, but you don't want to not crack them under the false assumption that you're going to give yourself arthritis. If that makes sense. Anyways, that's one thing that I've noticed is right before he goes through a growth spurt, and if you think about it for 4 seconds, it makes sense. Kid gets very cracky. His joints will crack and pop a lot. Well, of course, because his joints are loosening up to account for that growth. You don't want to do it the other way, or else you're going to bind up. So by loosening the ligaments and stuff right before you go through a growth spurt, you know, you're going to stay limber. So it'll be very easy to crack your joints. So picking them up, tossing them around, playing with them, shaking them a little bit, playing fetch with them, he's got to crack. I haven't heard his fingers or anything crack, but his back cracks, his shoulders crack, his knees crack, his hips crack, his ankles crack. So just one thing I've noticed. So I think he's going through another growth spurt real soon. I'm just looking on the sod hopper website right now. Really cool stuff. They make really nice boots. They make really nice boots. And they have a very distinctive design as well. They make really nice stuff. All right, guys. Well, that looks like that is the hour. So what did we cover? We covered joint cracking, pipe smoking, some stuff I have to do today. My migraines. Oh boy, my migraines. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Tomorrow's show is going to be very short. It's only going to be 5-10 minutes long. Just stop in, say hello, and leave. I have a meeting at 10 o'clock. That's almost an hour away. It's about 40, 45, 50 minutes away. So I can't be on here for very long tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to be in and out tomorrow. So I hope you guys don't take too much umbrage at that. I'm not abandoning you. I just have stuff I have to do. So, all that being said, hope you guys have a fantastic day. I can't wait to say hello tomorrow. And then we'll be making that, that bracelet wrist thing on Saturday. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And thank you for helping me. And thank you for helping make. And thank you for helping me make this world better. One kerf at a time. I'll see you tomorrow morning.